Okay, so this is the same project. We have some interior footings here, but what I really wanted to show you was the existing floor framing, which has to be in place for the remodel Coastal Commission exemption status. Very important when they come to inspect this foundation. These need to be in place. A lot of guys will take these out and throw them away or move them out of the way, and if the inspector sees that, it's trouble. So this is all the existing old floor framing, obviously, and when we pass inspection, we will add some 2x12s to these to make the floor a little more rigid. 2x6 is okay, it lasted a long time, but we don't want any movement in the floor or squeak, so we're going to have a 2x12 next to each one of these 2x6. And then out here in the main floor area, it'll all be TJI framing, which is an engineered truss, floor truss, joist. Really important on these remodels to leave as much of this framing as possible. Of course, the walls have to be at least 50% of the existing framing, and or exactly what's drawn on the plans. The inspector is going to come in, look at those plans immediately when he walks on site. All right, so right here on the foundation is kind of an unusual situation. The foundation is down 18 inches off the ground, and the floor framing is about 4.5 feet up from that. So what we're going to have to do is actually suspend this old wall up in the air. It has to stay here where it's at. We have to hang it somehow, and we're going to fill this entire wall cavity below with concrete block. And if you look here, there's a pad footing that's going to catch a post. That post will be the corner of the building all the way up through the second floor. We have steel up above, and the second floor is actually cantilevered out over the first floor. So there's a lot of load right here, which is why we have quite a massive pad footing under here. Back this way, this is going to be two strong walls right next to each other. And if you see here, we had core drilled through the existing foundation. This is actually a piece of the guy's core drill. I think it probably broke. Oh no, this is one of the cores that came out of the hole. So we'll have some 1.1/8" bolts that go all the way through the existing foundation, all the way up to strong walls, which will be above this point right here. So 2 strong walls here with a linear footing and a pad footing here. A lot of concrete. It's more like a hotel than a house. And over here, another pad footing on the corner with 2 more strong walls to go on top of that. It'll sit up on this corner. So that anchors the building down and laterally in case of an earthquake. This house ain't going anywhere. We now have the foundation completely excavated with steel in it, and I'm going to go through with you the details of the footing and how we got there and what the parameters are on it. So if you look here, we have a 30-inch deep, 15-inch wide trench all the way around, which is going to be our concrete footing with number 5 rebar, 2 on top, 2 on the bottom, and then we have vertical bars every 24 inches that are going to end up in our stem wall. It's going to be about a 24-inch concrete stem wall eventually, and over here in the corners we have some big pad footings all over the house. These pad footings are about 3x4, and you'll notice here we have a strong wall template in there with some 1.1/8" bolts. These bolts are going to end up eventually in our steel, pre-engineered steel strong walls that help anchor the building to the foundation. We have about 14 of those in the house. These 1.1/8" bolts go all the way to the bottom of the footing, and basically we have a lot of them because there's a lot of glass in the house. So when you have less wall space and more glass, you end up with a higher rated wall either side of a door or window. And this is this house has 35 doors and windows in it, so quite a bit of glazing. So there's a lot of strong walls. As you can see here, we're pretty much done, ready for concrete. We're going to have inspection in a couple days.